division for 6 straight years. However, he trails by 15 points, and we talked to him before the race about his strategy for these final 2 rounds of racing.
We're going to do what we always do. We're just going to go out and run this race like it's supposed to be run. We'll go out and we're going to run real hard, because now it's all Carl's to lose. So we're just going to run as hard as we can run and try to get points back. If Carl gets a couple of bad finishes and we pull home a couple good finishes, a couple first, we could get this thing back.
It's going to be a good battle to finish here, Larry. We'll see if Scott can indeed take his 7th title in a row, but Renazitter is really tough. There's Josh Baldwin in the new paint scheme. And right now it is Carl Renazitter, the man to beat. His mission here in Chula Vista to become the next Pro 2 champion by dethroning Scott Taylor.
We're fast right now, but you know, I don't think Scott's going to go down easily. We got a 15-point lead coming into the last 2 races. We got to be smart, but you know, I tried that last year, a little points racing. It didn't work out too well for me. So I'm going to go out. I'm going to be good in the first turn, but then I'm going to go for the win.
And a visitor to the CORR Championship is Jeremy McGrath.
Yeah, and of course he's such a great motorcycle racer. If he adapts to these trucks and decides to run this series next year, he could be big trouble for these guys in Pro 2, believe me, because he's very good. The reflexes, we've seen a lot of motorcycle racers, including Johnny Greaves, do very well here.
And let's take a look now at the Nissan Titan starting grid. Evan Evans and Brian Hinman will start side by side.
Of course, as we go farther to the left, they will be staggered back and they will be farther away. This is a huge field. I think these are the hugest fields of trucks that we've seen all year, in all divisions, Pro Light, Pro 2, and Pro 4. Look at that, 2 complete rows of trucks here. Jeremy McGrath starts in the back in that 2nd row, so he's going to have a long way to go to get up front and challenge these guys for the lead. Look at this, Guerrero and Borisset, 2 real veterans of every kind of racing. We also have some Sportsman 2 guys in the back of the field who are running a non-points race.
On board with Scott Douglas as the green flag flies. You see it over there to the far right of your screen. And here we go. And it looks like Josh Baldwin in that blue and yellow paint scheme is going to take the lead.
Yeah, that's a very different paint scheme for him, something we're not used to seeing. But it brought him good luck. It sure did here today, because he got the lead in turn number 1, and it's very important. Look at the battle back through here, this group of trucks. Kevin Probst back there doing a great job. Here comes Evan Evans in that 2nd yellow truck.
Josh Baldwin in the 86 truck is sporting the Navy paint scheme, as we pointed out to you this morning. We talked to him about his new look.
You know, we put together a deal for the Pro 2 for the Navy, and we're happy to support the armed forces out here and you know, represent them best we can.
While Josh was talking, Probst took the lead.
Army passed the Navy. Look out, that won't be good for the Navy, believe me. And there goes Van den Heuvel in the 2nd. So not only are the military battling each other, but Van den Heuvel's getting in there as well. Uh-oh, that's Scotty Taylor.
It is Taylor.
He went up and banged the wall out there. Looks like he's pulling off.
Wow, this is a major point in the championship.
Well, if he's in fact out, he's dead. He's dead in the water. He cannot win it if he doesn't get in there and have a good finish today. Tough break for him.
He was 15 points behind going into these last 2 rounds and had to pull off some outstanding performances and just is not going to do it. Meanwhile, we take a look at those up front. There's Baldwin as he maintains 3rd position, but Van den Heuvel is right behind Probst now.
And here comes Scott Douglas as he's got the inside track going through this corner. He looks like he's going to make the pass. And Van den Heuvel went way wide, almost got into the barriers out there. If you get too wide, it's very loose out there. A lot of really loose dirt, and it just bogs the truck down. You can't get going through that real deep, heavy dust out there.
The red truck is Scott Douglas. This is his 1st year in Pro 2. He has finished 3rd in points the last 2 years in Pro 4 and is currently in 3rd position in the Pro 2 division. Right now he runs 3rd behind Van den Heuvel and the leader, Evan Probst. The Supercross champion who's 6th, and Larry, he's looking like he's on a Sunday drive out there.
Yeah, he's taking his arm out the window, just cruising here, and he's running in 6th. I mean, he's beating 10 of the best out there. There's only 5 in front of him.
Hoovel is your leader with Probst running second and Douglas there in the red truck running in third spot. And a great battle for the lead here as Probst tries to get it from Hoovel. They are side by side.
Again, this racetrack, a terrific racetrack. You can run high or low. The difference in the banking makes a world of difference. This time, it was Hoovel went low, and he got the lead.
Oh, that was just a beautiful move, a bit of a slide job, but by golly.
That's what this race is all about. This is a very tricky section. Hoovel had the best spot, and he pulled away now from Kevin Probst. Probst is not giving up. He goes back after him. Every time they go down one of these long straightaways, he just kind of tries to outbreak him into the next corner.
Kevin Probst has had 2 podium finishes this year in his 25th season of racing. And there is McGrath running in 6th spot.
Yeah, he's having a great run, really. I mean, he's not catching those first 5 guys, but believe me, if you've never been in a truck like this, he's doing a great job. And Evan Evans, you see the smoke coming out of there. That's not a good thing for him.
A tough break for Evan Evans, who came into this race 8th in the point standings. Meanwhile, the battle for second is on.
Yeah, that's Scott Douglas trying to get around Pope. We're running along with Josh Baldwin. All 3 of those guys really in the battle. Oh, you can see right there. Probst really got the back end high coming off that jump.
While we watch this battle up front, Jeremy McGrath driving a Baldwin-owned truck for this event.
This opportunity is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to have one of the best trucks out here, be on this team, and have these 2 weeks of racing trucks. I mean, who wouldn't want to do that?
And besides Jeremy McGrath, we have Indianapolis 500 veteran and former pole sitter Roberto Guerrero in the field.
I know that they're going for the championship here, all the guys that race this full time, so try not to step in on their way and just go out there, have fun, and do the best I can.
And also among the guest drivers, Boris Sid, who's logged plenty of miles in NASCAR and sports cars. We talked to him about his strategy this weekend.
I'm not going to be in a position to win, but hopefully I'll have a good time. And I mean, this Nissan truck is fast. I mean, you can't believe how fast they are. They're only geared to go about 100 miles an hour, and they have 700 horsepower. So, I mean, they're a riot to drive.
And the battle for third here between Josh Baldwin and Scott Douglas.
Boy, look at that. Baldwin got to the inside of him, had a big rut down there. The whole front end of the truck jumped off the ground, so he did not make the pass. But he certainly hadn't given up. While those 2 guys have been battling each other, though, it's allowed Probst to pull out to a little bit of a lead on them.
And Hoovel, of course, is the overall leader right now. And it's having to grow side by side again as Baldwin and Douglas continue to bump on each other.
They certainly do, and it looks like Baldwin might have the best of that deal right there as Kevin Probst maintains that second position. There you can see Josh Baldwin did get around, so he's now chasing down Kevin Probst. Douglas isn't giving up, though. He got her up on the bike. He got her on 2 wheels. This racetrack's getting a little bit rough right now.
Dan Hoovel from Appleton, Wisconsin, 43-year-old driver, is the leader, looking for his second win in 2005. Products, the worldwide leader in heavy-duty and high-performance lubricants, and the official oil of Championship Off-Road Racing. Nissan Shift Performance, the official truck of Championship Off-Road Racing. And Kumho Tires, race-proven performance and the official tire of Championship Off-Road Racing. And Hoovel continues to lead as Kevin Probst, with whom we are on board, is running in second position, and the leader is pretty far up there.
Now, Scott Douglas.
Whoa, what's going on here?
Probst has had trouble. He's pulled off the racetrack way to the high side, and it looks like he's dead. Oh, he's stuck. He got up there in that real heavy dirt and dust, and he just went way high and got stuck up there. What a tough break for him.
That moves Josh Baldwin up to second position, and Steve Barlow is now up to third spot.
Yeah, I started to say Douglas has pulled off. He's had trouble and pulled off too, so 2 of the guys that were right up front the whole race are off. Here's what happened to Douglas. He looks like he just got sideways, spun that thing around, and while he's trying to get her straightened up, about a half a dozen trucks went around him.
Lost many positions with the spin. So the standings have changed greatly back of Hoovel, but he continues to lead here, and the white flag comes out. He is on his final lap. He is looking for his second win of the year. His only win this year was in round 7 at Topeka, Kansas.
Boy, he has looked strong out here. This normally would be the kind of track that I would think he'd run good at. Look at this. Josh Baldwin, the rear suspension on the right rear of that thing is completely down. You know, you can't run a truck. Look at that thing. Bounces like a basketball over those jumps. You just can't drive one of these trucks when those big, huge shocks are not operating properly.
Wow, another tough break for Baldwin. And here comes Barlow. He's going to be able to pass in 4th position.
Well, the Navy better get to work on that thing if they want it to run better, because that, without a shock, look at that. There's pieces flying off those trucks. This racetrack is rough, and here comes Carl Renesetter.
Renesetter is going to clinch the championship here this afternoon.
Yeah, all he's got to do is run 3rd, and he just took over that position. And with Josh Baldwin with that broken suspension, couldn't do a thing.
Dan Vanden Heuvel from Appleton, Wisconsin wins. And here comes Carl Renesetter, who is the champion of the Pro 2 division.
Tell you what, Josh Baldwin didn't give up. He's still standing on the gas. And I'll tell you what, that's way harder on your back running over those jumps as with no suspension in the back of that truck.
Congratulations to Carl Renesetter, who has prevailed in the championship for the season. And there's the winner of the race, Vanden Heuvel.
Yeah, and he's got to be a happy guy. This is not the kind of track he usually runs good. Look at the group. Look at Renesetter's crew. Running down there. They've had a long way to run. It's a long way from the pit down there to victory lane.
But the hugs are going to start here as the championship celebration begins.
Yeah, hands in the air, slaps on the back. Well, he deserves it. He's had a pretty tough year in a lot of respects, but he deserved to win this championship.
Take a look at the final standings. In the meantime, we'll go down to our Fab Tech winner's circle. Ken Stout talks with the champ.
You just dethroned a 6-time champion that has been unstoppable. Scotty has been a true champion, but man, you stepped up and took out one of the best.
You know what? I mean, how could something mean more than this? I mean, Scott Taylor's a legend out here. He's not lost a championship in 6 years. And this Lucas Oil B of Goodrich team, with help of Speed Automotive, got us into this position here, and we are just elated. These guys, you know, the beginning of our season, it was crazy. We lost motors, we had downtime. Who would have thought we'd ever crawl out of that hole? But you know what? This team deserves this championship, and it's not about me. It's about the team and all of our sponsors who stuck by us through this time. And man, we are just in heaven right now, baby. Come on, woo!
Well, there are the point standings. We still have one more round to go, but Renesetter is the champion, and the 6 straight years of championship by Scott Taylor is over. Back down to the Fab Tech winner's circle with a race winner.
If I want to race up front with anybody, it's Kevin. He's a clean racer, fair racer. We're side by side battling out. Hell, we had an awesome time. This is a fantastic track. I got to hand it to the AMSOIL. And these Kumho tires did not give up 1 inch. We rocket shipped this bad boy right to the front. I'll tell you what, somebody's not a firm believer in gear vendors. You better go look them up.
Larry, let's take a look at our Skyjacker shock of the race.
Well, Kyle LeDuc got upside down. That was definitely a shock, the first Pro 4 run. But the real shock of the day was the fact that Scotty Taylor, the 6-time champion, could not pull off a win. And there's the piece that broke that put him out of the championship. That's got to be a shock to everybody.
No kidding. The Precision Gear Driver of the Year points has Greaves on top of Renesetter by 8 points. And the rest of the top 10 back down to Ken Stout for his closing comments.
Hey guys, what a great show here at Chula Vista. The first time we've come out here to Southern California with CORR, and no question, they put on quite a show. We talked about the track going away at the top of the show. Well, as you can see, at the end of one race, this thing has definitely gone away. Not a whole lot left, but they'll groom it up and get it ready for the final round of 2005. Congratulations to Carl Renesetter. No question, Scott Taylor has been a class act and a long-time champion, but Carl Renesetter also a class act of his own, and he certainly earned his way there. And the other 2 pro classes, well, you guys know, it's going to go down to the wire, and it's going to be a lot of fun because they're going to be racing and stuff just like this.
Peterson has a rather comfortable lead in that category. And we now take a look at our tire points As in Pro Light, Goodyear has a 5-point advantage on Kumo. In the Pro 2 division, B.F. Goodrich has a 77-point edge on Goodyear. And finally in Pro 4, Goodrich with a 122-point advantage on Kumo tires. So one more round to go. The winner in Pro 2 was decided here today. The champion, Carl Redezetter, and Larry crowned the other two in round number 14.
Yes, and this is such a beautiful racetrack. It's fast, it's tough, it's everything you want to crown the championships in.
Our thanks to Ken Stout for his work down in the pit area. And for Larry Rice, I'm Bob Jenkins. We'll see you for round number 14 back here in Chula Vista.